Okay, so let us start to discuss the second performance killer. First, we have already covered in the last class, that was missing indexes. Second is a stale statistics. Spelling is incorrect here. Let me rectify it. Stale means outdated, right? So stale statistics is also known as outdated statistics. We have to understand many things about statistics. What statistics is, what is its role in performance of SQL Server, how it is used by query optimizer in estimation of number of rows on which a particular operator has to perform the operation. These are the things, those are related with statistics, right? So let us first, let me connect to the management studio. So the first thing is that statistics is a database object. You have many objects in a database, such as table, indexes, views, database triggers, procedures, functions, users. These are your database objects, isn't it? In list of the database objects, statistics is one of the database object, right? So if anybody asks what a statistics is, your answer should be it's a database object. Second thing, why we need statistics? That is the question, right? So the answer to the question why we need statistics is that statistics helps optimizer to decide the number of rows on which a particular operator has to operate. So estimation of number of rows against a particular operation is estimated by query optimizer with the help of statistics, right? Let me show you what I'm talking. You will have more clarity there. So I got connected with the database. I should have one database here, AdventureWorks 2016. Let me expand this. And here, what you see is under tables. If you expand any table, you will see indexes and statistics. So where is my favorite table on which my most of the examples are based on? That is sales order detail table of sales schema. Let us expand it. I expanded it. You can see here uh, indexes, right? So indexes are related to table. Statistics I am talking right now. Statistics are related to your indexes. Here you can see, let me expand indexes also. How many indexes you have. So first count the number of indexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have five statistics based on indexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and
Five,
5.
five.
Whatever you have the name of index, with the same name you see statistics have been created, these five statistics. For example, the first one is AK underscore sales order detail row GUID. The same statistics you see here is created, right? This is because the setting on the database level is auto create statistics is set to true, and we recommend that it must be set to true. So if I go to the properties of database, and on the database properties, if I go to options page, so what I see here is here auto create statistics. Guys, give me a minute. Shiva, I'm in a class right now. Tell me fast. You can contact me near about 4 p.m. 4 p.m. IST. Yeah, 4 or 5 p.m. IST. Okay, okay, sure. I will ping you. Okay. Okay, what I was talking is this option auto create statistics must be set to true. What will happen if it is not set to true? Whenever you create an index against a table based on a key, so what will happen if this option auto create statistics is set to false? Your statistics will be not created, right? Then you will have to create statistics manually, and that is not a good practice, right? So this option must be set to true by default. That is the first thing. Auto update statistics and auto update statistics asynchronously. I will discuss right after the complete discussion when we will done with statistics almost. After that, I will come to these two options. These two are also asked in interview as very important questions, and these are very advanced things, right? So let us first try to understand what kind of statistics we have. So how it is created now, you should be clear. Due to this setting, auto create statistics set to true, my statistics gets created by default automatically whenever I create an index. Clear? You should be clear now, right? After that, these five are my index-based statistics. But apart from that, you see a few statistics which starts with underscore WA underscore sys followed by 123, something like that, and then followed by one hexadecimal number. These are your column level statistics. So whenever you write a query, let me write it, and your predicate that you specify in your query, the condition that you specify in your query, if the column in that predicate or condition uh, does not have a relevant index created on that column, in that case, a column level index is created by optimizer on the fly, right? So that's why you see some column level statistics here. Now, if I come here, let me write a query, what I am talking here. Select, say, star from cells dot sales order detail table where sales order something id equals to some value, say I don't have the value, so let me get the value from here. This is the value, for example, I want to compare. So this is the value here. Now let us capture its plan first. Go to query and don't execute the query. First, capture the display estimated execution plan. And here I will show you one interesting thing. So this is what we are talking about, performance tuning. We are going inside here. You see here, if you come to any operator here, especially which is reading the data, we have two operators which reads the data here. One is index seek against the cluster index, non-cluster index, and another is key lookup that is happening against the cluster index, right? So let me come here and hover over the mouse on this operator. One of in the first section, this complete tooltip, this is known as tooltip. When you hover over the mouse over an operator, it displays the tooltip. This tooltip is usually divided into four sections. Uh, the first section gives you different kinds of information. What is physical operation that it is doing, what is logical operation that it is doing, what is the execution mode of this operator, what kind of storage it is, row store or column store, if it is an index. Different kinds of information are displayed here. One of the very interesting information that is related to your statistics is estimated number of rows to be reached. That is what I told you, that statistics is a database object that helps optimizer to estimate the number of rows to reach in order to perform a particular operation. So what operation it is performing? It is performing index seek. And to perform this index seek, it has to read 12 rows. And from where this estimation is coming? So this estimation is done by query optimizer. But and in query optimizer, there is a component inside that is known as cardinality estimator. So cardinality estimator does this estimation with the help of statistics. So now you should be clear that why we need statistics. I will show you that how optimizer, the query that is your cardinality estimator, estimates the number of rows to read in order to perform an operation, right? So this is what I wanted to show you. Without executing the query, estimation has been done, estimated number of rows to reach, right? And this estimation of rows uh, to be reached was done by your coordinate estimator, which is part of your query optimizer. And query optimizer did it with the help of statistics, right? So what index has it used? It has used index. It has used non-clustered index. Under the object section, you can see IDX cells order ID. So what I am going to do, I am going to uh, get the details of statistics now, right? So for that, there is a command called dbcc, and so statistics, spelling is correct, yes. Then you have to specify the table name. So this is my table name, and hence it contains one schema before that. So I mean that this table is part of sales schema. So I have to put this within single quote. Otherwise, there is no need to put it in single quote if it is part of DVO schema. And then you have to specify the statistics name. So what is your statistics name? In this case, it is IDX sales order ID, right? This one. So let us capture this. What I got here. This is the name, right? And then specify your statistics name, and then execute this command here. So you get the complete output of dbcc so statistics command here. And uh, you can see the output is divided into three sections here. The first section give me the name of the statistics, the date on which my statistics was updated, right? So this is the column that gives me the information whether my statistics is updated or not, right? So when your statistics becomes stale, that is a question of discussion. We will talk about that. This statistics contains information about 1,21,317 rows, and it has sampled all the rows, right? It has not sampled any percentage of road like 10 or 20 or 50%. Rather, it has sampled 100% rows. So it's good thing, right? It's good thing. You should see here that sampling should be based on the total number of rows, right? Both, if both are equal, it is a good sign. Then steps. What does it mean that statistics has information of 1,21,317 rows for the sales order ID column, because if you see the definition of this IDX index sales order ID, uh, you will see that this index is created on sales order ID column. You can see here, this is a non-cluster index, and this has been created on sales order ID column. So what statistics contain? Statistics contain the data values for all rows in certain number of steps, right? Based on the column on which index was created. So let me make it simple. First, your statistics is always based on the column on which the index was created. So this is the column. Sales order ID is my column on which my index was created. So statistics contain the data values here. You can see in this row, range HI key, right? The value of sales order ID, 43659, for example, it is matching here, right? You should be clear now that what what statistics contain. So statistics contain the data values of the column on which your index was created, right? That is the first thing. Second thing, my table consists of 1,21,317 rows, but in statistics you see that this complete information, I mean that cells 1,21,317 values for sales order ID column has been stored only in 153 rows, and this is known as steps. So you see here in the output how many rows are here. If you go down, 153 rows are here. This represents your what this represents. This represents your number of what? Number of steps. So that is what you see here, number of steps, 153. Density, I'm not going to talk these things, let it go. Now directly come to this section here, right? So in this section, you can see that my lowest value of sales order ID starts with 43659, and the highest value, it goes up to 75123. It means that this is my highest value, 75123, and this is my lowest value, 43659. If I execute this query here to get the value, so this starts from 43659, and if you go on the bottom, the last value that you have, the highest value that you have is 75123, right? So my statistics contains information about the column values on which the index was created. Now, how this estimation is done? So if I see the estimated execution plan, so in this case, I see estimated number of rows to be read is 12. In the first section, you can see in the first section from the bottom, it is fourth line, estimated number of rows to be read is 12. From where it is getting that information? Let us try to find. So it is getting that information from the statistics. The third section of the statistics that you see is known as histogram, right? And here, equivalent to 43659, eq rows means equivalent rows. Equivalent to 43659, you have 12 rows. So that's why it is returning me 12 rows. If I now if I execute this query, I will get 12 rows, right? So if this statistics is not updated, right, it means that whatever the value we have under equivalent rows or range rows, right, or distinct range rows, something like that, in that case, whatever the estimation will be done by query optimizer or cardinality estimator, the number of rows to be read to perform a particular operation, that will be incorrect, right? Because your statistics information is incorrect. It is not updated, right? So when your statistics becomes uh, stale, that is the question, right? If the total number of total percentage of the modification in your table data is more than 20% of the total number of rows, and statistics is not updated, then statistics is considered as stale statistics, outdated statistics, right? So that's why you should check, and this auto update statistics come in picture here. Then let us try to understand that. So what is the best way to update your statistics? There are two ways to keep your statistics updated. The first is the option that you have, auto update statistics, must be set to true. So in this case, what will happen that whenever the total number of modification goes beyond 20% of total number of rows in the table, right? For example, if you have, say, 1 million of rows in your table and modification has been done in, say, 1 lakh of rows, your statistics will be not updated in that case, right? Your statistics will be updated only when there will be a modification more than 2 lakhs of rows, right? Because 2 lakh is 20% of 1 million. 1 million equals to 10 lakhs. So 20% is 2 lakhs. And whenever it will come to 2 lakhs one, after that, this auto update statistics will come in picture. There is a drawback with this option. Although it is suggested, it is recommended to set it to true, there is a drawback. What is the drawback? This is the question asked in the interview. What is the difference between auto update statistics and auto update statistics asynchronously? What is the difference between these two, right? The difference between these two is that whenever there is a change happen in the table, right? And if that change marks more than 20% of modification, then first statistics will be updated, and after that your query plan will be generated, right? This is the drawback of auto update statistics. In this case, what will happen, for example, if someone is executing a query and meanwhile the statistics reach the boundary of more than crosses the boundary of more than 20% modification, so that query will be not compiled. Its plan will be not generated first. Rather, what will happen? First, statistics will be updated, and then the query plan will be generated. So in this case, the query plan generation will take a lot of time, right? In this way, in this case, query plan generation will take a lot of time. So you will see very slow execution of your query. This is the drawback of this option. But if you don't have very large table, right, you are fine to go with this option, auto update statistics. If you have a large table, then you should go with this option, auto update statistics asynchronously. What will happen in this case? If there will be more than 20% modification in your data table, right? And then statistics has to be updated. But what will happen? if someone is executing the query, and at that moment, if that condition triggers that 20% modification has been done in the table, so what will happen? Your query will be executed using the old statistics, and after that this statistics will be updated, because updation of statistics is a CPU intensive operation. It takes time, right? So if this happens against a large table, then it hurts the performance of your query. So what we do in that case, we also set it to true. So it's a good practice to make these two options true. This auto update statistics synchronously will come in effect only when this auto update statistics is also set to true, right? So you have to set both the options to true. So this is a very important question asked in interview. That's why I want to discuss. So I'm going with this option. Click on OK. That's fine. Now let us try to understand something. The second option of updating your statistics, and that is a good practice, that you should keep your statistics updated on daily basis, right? Perhaps I should have a maintenance plan. No, I don't have right now a maintenance plan. So either you should create a maintenance plan, a job for updating your statistics through maintenance plan, or you can create your own job to update the statistics on at least on weekly basis. But there is a drawback of auto update statistics. Let me show you here, or even this option. That is not the drawback. We can say it's the limitation. What is the limitation? Say, for example, if you have a table that consists of 10 million of rows. So your table is being modified, and say, for example, uh, 50,000 modification have been done in your table data, or 1 million, sorry, 1 lakh of rows have been modified, or 1.5 lakhs of rows have been modified. Still, your statistics will be not updated automatically, right? Your statistics will be updated automatically only when it will cross the boundary of 2 lakhs of rows, right? 20% of total number of rows. So in this case, it will be 2 lakhs of rows. Now, modification of 2 lakhs of rows may take a month, right? Or a 2 month, or 3 months. So will you wait for that time to update your statistics? The answer is no. So what is the best practice? You should keep your statistics updated on weekly basis, right? So that you will have always updated statistics in your table, and your query response will be always faster. Any questions so far we have discussed? Now let us try to understand one more thing. We got the concept of equivalent rows, right? Let us try to understand the uh, concept of range rows. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just execute this query with the predicate, which will return me the number of rows for the sales order ID for the given for the given range of values. So sales order ID, and I am going to put here between this value and this value, right? So in between 43659 and 43692, 43659 and 43692, how many rows we have to understand that. So how many rows we have here? So equivalent to 43659, we have 12 rows. Equivalent to 43692, we have 28 rows. So 12 plus 28, it's 40. And in between 43659 and 659 and 43692 range rows, you see here we have 282. So 282 plus 40, that is 282 plus 28, right? And then 12. So how much it is? It should be 322. So if I execute this query, the estimation that will be done from done by Query Optimizer with the help of this histogram of statistics. It will return me 322 rows that have to be read here. So I'm not executing the query, just I'm seeing the execution plan. So the read operation is being performed through this index seek here. If you hover over the mouse, you see here estimated number of rows to be read is 322, right? And if you now execute this query, so let us capture the actual plan as well, include actual plan, and then execute the query. So you see that 322 rows has been returned exactly here, right? 322 rows. And in execution plan, now if you go, so you have some more information. So in the first section from the top, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, seventh line is actual number of rows, right? Number of rows read and actual number of rows, that is 322. And from the in the first section from the bottom, 1 2 3 4 fifth line, 322 estimated number of rows to be read, estimated number of rows 322. So it's a good sign. If you don't see much difference between estimated number of rows to be read and the actual number of rows those have been read, it's a sign of it's a sign of updated statistics. When you see there is a big difference between estimated number of rows to be read and the actual number of rows those have been read, that is the sign of outdated statistics. In that case, you must have to update your statistics. So this is,
Quick
yeah.
question, Neeraj. So I'm looking. So you're talking about the actual number of rows. Is the right underneath the number of rows read? That's the one the top,
Yeah.
and then the bottom, right? The estimated number of rows. So if those two are the same, that means it's up to date. But if there's a big the difference, like one is 500, the other one is like 50, that means that there's
Yes.
sales statistics.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
If you see a major difference between the actual number of rows that have been read, those have been read, and the estimated number of rows to be read are largely different, then in that case you have to update your statistics, because it's a sign of stale statistics or outdated statistics, right?
Hmm. Aside from the plan, the maintenance plan, suppose we can still use SP update stats, right? That should be fine.
So if you execute SP update statistics, it will update all the statistics that exist in your all tables of all indexes. So in order to update the statistics of your database, whatever statistics you have against all indexes, right? You have to execute the not command, the stored procedure, that is SP update, isn't it? STATS, isn't it? Is this?
Yeah, that's one update stats.
So just execute this and
And by doing
it
this
will.
one, it's only gonna update for AdventureWorks 2016, not the any other databases.
So it will be updated in that case. But let us talk about uh, creation of statistics and updation of statistics. Statistics by statistics. So what happens? Sometimes you have a very large table, right? And you are creating a cluster index, and that is taking a lot of time. So naturally, the cluster index, the statistics that is going to be created against that cluster index will also take a lot of time. So what we usually do, we do not create a statistics manually, but we update it. statistics against large indexes manually, because if you put statistics updation the part of as a part of your database maintenance job, where it is creating or where it is updating all the statistics of your data of your tables in a database, so there are chances that it would fail, right? So in that case, what we do, we identify large tables, and especially for the statistics those have been generated against the cluster index of the large tables, we update those statistics manually. So the command for that is, what is the command? Alter table. I do not remember the syntax. Let me check that. Statistics. The statement is update statistics. But what is the syntax? I do not remember that. This is for updating all statistics that we are doing right now. And we don't have to go with sampling. I want to go with full scan. So update statistics, this is for the complete table. We have to follow this, right? So meanwhile it is executing, it's, you can see that it's a very CPU intensive task, although it's a small database, but it's taking a lot of time, right?
Neeraj, I have a question. Now, as you mentioned, we should be updating, we shouldn't wait for the 20% of the whole rows, and we should be updating statistics on a weekly basis, right?
Hmm.
Um, Suppose you have a database and a table that's very busy. Like for example, Walmart or Amazon, they're constantly being hit with stuff and data. Now, for those kind of tables that are very busy tables,
Hmm.
now how often should you? Because I know it's already set to true, the auto update stats, but how often should we be manually, updating those kind of statistics where you have tables that are very busy? Should that be done every night or maybe every 2, 3 days?
So in that case, it's a good question. You should be clear that for the very large database, especially that is used in Amazon, people are not using SQL Server database, right? They are using much powerful databases there. Uh, then the second question is that if my database is frequently updated, like Amazon database, and that is hosted on SQL Server, so yes, of course, you will have to update your statistics daily in that case. Yes, uh, we had a database in one of our environment where we were updating, statistics on daily basis. So yes, that you can do, and you should do in that case. So is it completed now? Why it has become so slow? Oh, it's executing. It's still executing, right?
Okay. Now with the updates that we should do this off hours, right? Because
Yes,
it's
yes.
CPU intensive. Okay. All right.
So you should always, update your statistics during the business off hour, right? So in case you have a very busy database with a lot of modifications, right? In that case, you should update your statistics during the business off hour, especially in night. Local server time,
Sir,
it depends upon in which zone your database is, how you are using that. There are a lot of concept, right? There are a lot of concept. There comes one concept of database sharding. So
sir, when we update statistics, the database is in lock mode, sir.
database is in lock mode. Yes, of
Yes.
course. Yes, of course. Database is locked. Database is locked in, but it is updating statistics. So meanwhile, you can query your database or you can perform other operations as well.
Okay. Okay.
So lock is not, will cause any kind of blocking here in this case,
Okay. Okay.
because you are finally querying your data from the table. But yes, of course, performance will be hard. Hence, it is a very CPU intensive operation. We will talk more when we will talk about locking mechanism in SQL Server. We will talk more on that. So here, what I was talking is that sp underscore update statistics is the
Statistics.
command to update all statistics of
Database.
of a database. If you want to update only statistics of a table, for example, under sales order detail table, I have created 4 5 indexes, right? So if you want to uh, update statistics for only those 4 5 indexes, you can execute this command, update statistics followed by the table name, right? But if you want to update a particular statistics against a particular index, so in that case you have to specify update statistics followed by the table name and then followed by your index name, right? So whatever statistics is related to that index, so that will be updated in this case. Oh, system is not working. It's very slow right now. I just put one control Z, but still it is not working here. So let it be completed first. No, this is I am talking that I want to update statistics related with this index. So related to this index, I have one statistics, right? Every index has its own statistics, right? So I want to update my statistics against this index. So I will use this command, update statistics, followed by the table name and followed by index name. So why I'm talking about this command, when you have a large table and you have to uh, update your statistics individually against that large table, right? So you should use this command, right? Still it is executing, right? It is taking time because I have a very large table in this where I have near about 8 millions of rows stored in one table. And I did many insertion of rows there. That's why it is taking time to update that statistics, right? So let it be completed. And I think that we have covered most of the parts of statistics. So tomorrow, we will talk about remaining killers, especially that will be very interesting and misunderstood by most of the developers and DBH. Most of you know about missing indexes and stale statistics, but a very few people know about these killers: implicit conversion, non-chargeable conditions, bad parameter sniffing. So tomorrow we will try to cover these three killers, right?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, tell me, Santosh.
I have doubts, sir. Could you show once again DBCC show statistics histogram?
Let me go there. System is operating somewhat slow.
I have a question. So what exactly is parameter sniffing? I'm not that big of a developer, so if you can answer that question.
So I will answer your question tomorrow. Parameter snipping, right? So you'll have to understand the concept of, first you have to understand the concept of parameterized queries versus non-parameterized query. Then you will have to understand the concept of a store procedure with input parameters, right? Once you will understand this concept, then there are two words. First, you understand the parameter. A sniff means to examine. So, whatever values you pass during the execution of your parameterized queries or stored procedures with input parameters, right? Those are sniffed or examined against the given value, and then the execution plan is generated. So sometimes that plan may be bad, right? So when the plan that the query optimizer generates after snipping the parameter values that you pass for the execution of your parameterized query or a stored procedure, at that time it creates bad plan, and that refers to bad parameter sniffing. So there are some ways to optimize, parameter your queries against bad parameter sniffing. That is what we talk in under performance tuning. We will talk about that tomorrow, right?
You'll have to explain it to me in English because it's just.
Sorry.
I said you'll have to explain to me in English, Neeraj, because that went over my head. Because I'm
uh
not too good with the query section. That's why maybe you'll have to explain it to me in simpler terms tomorrow.
no problem.
Okay. So are we done for today or
We are done for today. I think that
okay?
it will take a lot of time, so don't worry, it will be completed there, right? And we are done for today. So I will share this recording with all the people. Again, I will share the same meeting link so that people will receive that, and
Okay.
hopefully they will join tomorrow. So we'll see
Perfect.
you.
No problem. We'll see you tomorrow, and then if you can, whatever else remaining you have for the DBA course, you can just upload, and I can download it tomorrow towards the
Sure,
certain
sure,
time. All right.
sure.
No problem. Thank you. Good night, Neeraj. Good night,
Okay.
Santosh. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.